Chelsea, we have some very exciting news today.
We have the best news.
Do you want to break it out, or should we just unveil our new title card?
I feel like we should. Just go for it.
All right, here
Drum
we go.
roll, please. That music is such a banger,
right?
It's so good.
I'm really glad that I found it.
Me too.
Also, it was royalty free, which is exceptional.
Score.
Because we are a poor podcast. The Absolute Chaos Podcast.
Chaos!
We finally found our name.
And it happened naturally last week in last week's episode when we were kind of just going through the motions like, yeah, this is absolute chaos. And it was like,
yeah,
oh my gosh, such a light bulb moment.
I feel like it really represents our friendship because we've had a very chaotic friendship. It's just...
chaotic lives.
Yeah. How long have we known each other? It's been like...
since kindergarten.
It's been like 25
We're in our
years.
30s.
Yeah, so it's been 25-ish years.
Yeah.
And then, so that describes our friendship.
Yeah.
That describes us as Eagles fans.
Yes.
And it describes us. It describes Montana being here with us each time, unable and unsure of what to do with his existence.
Calm down.
Oh, he just ripped ass.
And then they wait, what's that thing?
No.
The Eminem song. And then they just let one rip, something like that.
Quite honestly, I feel that there are some times where I'm just walking around and I'm just like, boop, and it just falls out. Like, my mom does that a lot too.
Don't put her on blast.
She always says it's because she's old now, and I'm like,
my God.
I don't know.
Okay, now you're really putting her on blast. Okay. Bring it back.
Right there, absolute chaos.
Yes.
You know?
It's chaotic in here, so it felt very fitting.
And, like, being an Eagles fan, that in itself is chaos.
Absolute chaos.
And just life in general lately.
It's chaos.
Just, you know, so if you're new here, welcome to the Chaos Crew. I am Dana Elise.
And I'm Chelsea Beach.
And we are your hosts of the Absolute Chaos Podcast. Which finally has a name. Formerly the currently untitled Chelsea and Dana podcast.
We came up with something better, guys. We did it! We did it!
I do think that a majority of it was because all of the names that we had looked up were taken.
Oh my gosh. It was so hard and so, like, stressful. Unnecessary stress trying to figure out a name.
Yeah. I
but
really
not anymore.
I really liked sports and stuff, but there was too many podcasts.
Too many. Like we would have just gotten lost in the shuffle and no.
Also, could have been a lawsuit. To do that. We don't need a lawsuit. We can't afford that.
Valid, yeah. No lawsuits, please.
I don't think really anybody can afford lawsuits, but you know, we especially cannot. Oh, also, I just realized this. Welcome to Tiny Microphones.
Mics. Aren't they cute?
We've got new additions. Cheers, but don't hit the thingies so they don't make. There we go. So
that was the cutest little clink.
So we decided to do tiny microphones because you know that's a little chaotic.
They're so cute.
And also, like, I think they add character.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I already have a lot of character, but these just add to it.
It like brings us out.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's a little bit chaotic. They have tiny microphones and...
It's a blue one, a pink one.
Those are our show colors.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait,
I forgot we talked about this.
Oh yeah.
No. We talked about this, but like you just saying it now it brought it back to me.
Oh yeah.
So,
okay.
Here we are. Sorry.
Well, we are a podcast for a place. We're a place for women
who love sports and stuff.
Yeah.
Hello.
We wanted to incorporate sports and stuff somehow because like I like sports.
And we also like stuff.
Yeah. So
we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff.
Yes.
It's chaos.
Speaking of, we are now available on I think Apple Podcasts and Amazon and Audible.
That is so freaking cool.
Because we ran a poll on our social medias. Mm-hmm. You can follow us there at Dana Elise.
At Chelsea on a Beach.
And we ran a poll there and we asked where people get their podcasts and where they listen to them most.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised. Spotify was number one.
Spotify was number one.
That was not surprising.
Yes. We kind of expected that.
Number two.
Yep.
Also, not really surprising.
Yeah. Those are like the two podcast giants, if you will.
Yeah. But then,
But there were a lot of suggestions.
iHeartRadio, not as popular as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Also, Overcast.
Yeah, I've
Never heard of that one.
Some of them I've never heard of, so it was interesting getting all of the submissions that came back.
Right.
But, I mean, good information to know.
Yeah. And so now we're on a few more places.
Yeah, so you can find us more.
And we're also on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok.
Yes.
You can catch our full episodes on Facebook. And we also have the video on Spotify, and then it's audio on the other ones.
The other ones.
Yeah.
That we just talked about.
Correct. So we're really excited about that. And
Yeah.
so
Fun stuff.
Let's get into our
dive right
our first topic, which
But first, we need to clarify something.
Yes.
You need to clarify something.
first topic is a clarifying question, which now I realize is probably a little ironic since I am holding the blue microphone.
Isn't it ironic? Oh my god, totally.
Yeah. Last week we were going over, or last episode. Last episode.
Yeah.
We were going over a list of quarterbacks that I thought
Quarterback greats.
were greats. And I said a certain unnamed Cowboys quarterback who shall not be named because it's like saying Voldemort. And afterwards, Chelsea and I were talking, and I was like, do you think they're going to think I meant Tony Romo? And she's like, you didn't mean Tony Romo? And I was like, no, I meant Troy Aikman.
No, I was going back and forth between Tony Romo and Troy
Yes.
Aikman. And then I realized myself, I came to the conclusion, okay, she meant Troy Aikman, but other people might not have realized that.
Correct.
So
I would like to
Here we
clarify now, on the record, I meant Troy Aikman. I would never in a million bajillion years on the face of the planet or sun or any other solar system mean Tony Romo. I meant
Serious.
Troy Aikman. That is the only great that was ever a Cowboy that I will freely and openly admit, because he actually was really good, and I wish he was not a Cowboy because of how great he was, but he was.
in the 90s, yeah.
And so unfortunately, although he is on the team of
The team that shall not be named.
what are they called in Harry Potter? The Death Eaters?
Oh,
Is that
yes.
them? Like the Voldemort?
Yes.
The Voldemort crew?
Voldemort's crew, yeah.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
Death Eaters.
Yeah, those guys. So
That's extreme.
unfortunately, he was on that team. Team
Yes.
Slytherin.
Yes. It's a good way to put it.
I will admit he is an all-time great. So Troy Aikman, shout out to you. And that is all I will ever do about talking about or positively for the Cowboys.
Yeah, so we're just going to move right on.
We're going to go right into the Eagles
Next.
coaching changes. A lot of changes happened last week.
So many things have happened.
And we couldn't do an episode last week because both of our lives got super hectic.
It was chaotic.
And so we didn't do that last week. And we need to fill in that gap. So
Yes.
we had some
So
coaching
much happened.
changes.
So much happened.
Not the changes that I was expecting or
we-
wanted.
Yeah. We lost our game, which everyone knows already. We talked about that in the last episode. It was depressing. It was sad. It was kind of expected. But then, rightfully so, we had a lot of coaching changes. So you said you didn't expect some of the things to happen?
I was really, really hoping that Nick Sirianni got fired.
Poor Nick.
I had a bad taste in my mouth after he went to Philly. He went like uncontrolled, unstable Philly. And I was like, there's a fine line. There's a fine line between you're talking trash and like you're a good Philadelphian and you're talking smack and you deserved that. Like you got what's coming to you. Like, and he crossed that line. And I was
Crossed it.
I was like, I don't know.
So you wanted to see him gone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really wanted to see.
I kind of thought that I was back and forth, like, on whether it was going to happen or not. I kind of didn't think so. I think he only has 1 year left in his contract, I want to say.
I think he's
didn't.
till 2025.
Yeah, so I didn't think it was going to happen yet. So I'm hoping for the best that he redeems himself. The defensive coordinator gotta go. Offensive coordinator gotta go. Which that happened. So I was really excited about that because something went seriously wrong.
I am upset that Matt Patricia has not been fired yet.
I thought he was.
Was he? Did I miss that?
I thought so.
I may have possibly missed that.
Maybe. Don't quote me on that. I feel like he's gone.
Let's
I
look
think
it up.
that they let him go, Desai go, and Johnson go. Which...
Matt Patricia was fired by the Detroit Lions 3 years ago after repeatedly struggling to establish
nothing about
Detroit's
the
defense
Eagles.
and alienating prominent members of the roster. In just shy of 3 years, Patricia amassed an abysmal record. Well,
Here,
okay.
go to this
so
one.
He doesn't really...
Research.
So yeah, they haven't gotten rid of Patricia yet.
Okay.
But I would like to point out...
I thought that they did.
I would like to point out...
However...
how terrible this review is on him for the Detroit Lions. So it's a pattern.
Yeah.
He is just... He's not
great.
good.
It's not.
Why is he still on our team?
It's not a good look. However, who they brought in is super exciting.
Oh, yes.
We got some great people that they brought in. So super excited about Vic Fangio. He was in Miami. Some weird things happened. Like, he was supposed to come to us when all this stuff was happening with Jonathan Gannon, who went to Arizona. So I'm not sure what got screwed up there, but obviously Fangio went down to Miami, and now it's like he's coming back to his family. He wants to be back in Philly, so I am pumped. I think that was a really, really good move.
I like that move, and I think that him coming up is a really, really great thing because I love what he did with Miami's defense.
Yeah, absolutely. They
and
looked great for so long.
Yeah, and they went really far this year.
Yeah.
So
I wish they took it a little further though, but
yeah.
alas, here we are.
Very, very, very promising. But unless he cleans house, like internally, I think we still have some problems because, you know, we still have Matt Patricia. And
yeah,
like
something's weird with
like
that.
I didn't love that they demoted Sean Desai. I know that Nick Sirianni wasn't the main call of that. It was Howie.
Yeah.
But
something must be going on there too with
yeah.
Desai, with Matt Patricia. Like, what was the reasoning for doing that? Because we were 10-1 with Desai. Like,
so the reports were saying that it was because Desai didn't want to work with Patricia, and he didn't want to take his input on the defense, which,
well,
I mean, with his record,
look at that.
Is understandable.
Look at the stats. Yeah, we get it.
Like, yeah, Sean Desai was not performing any miracles, but we were 10-1. So
exactly.
Like, obviously something was working.
Weird. Yeah.
Something was working, and then it wasn't.
And then, yeah, something weird happened.
And look, I'm not saying it's entirely the defense because our offense also struggled.
Oh boy, yeah. We were way too predictable. Everyone knew, it seemed, what play we were doing, what was going to happen next, and just outplayed us.
Yeah.
That's what it came down to.
And I think that was a big factor.
Yeah, absolutely.
We became so predictable. Like,
teams were like, haha, we got this.
Even us as viewers at home watching it, I was like, oh
it
okay.
was so
like,
frustrating.
Like we'd be like, oh, here comes the tush push. Here comes
quarterback sneak, like whatever they're trying to do.
What's the one? The wide receiver screen. What's that called?
I don't know.
That was like Johnson's like big thing where he kept running wide receiver screens.
He always did it.
Can't think of it right now.
I can't think of names. My brain is mush.
Exactly. My brain is mush as well. So I'm not really too hopeful right now.
Yeah.
I think that
a lot of work has to be done.
I also want to talk about.
They did bring in Kellen Moore, though, for the offensive coordinator job, so that job has already been filled as well, and that one I am not as excited about as I was for Vic Fangio.
Why is that?
Well, one, he came from the Cowboys, and look what's happened to the Cowboys the last couple of years. They've made the playoffs and flop.
But is that the Cowboys' curse because they are the Cowboys and they don't deserve to win? Or is that the coaching?
Who's to say?
I think it may have a lot to do with the fact that the Cowboys are the Cowboys and they always choke in the first round. But I digress because we do not want to be a jealous, hating podcast.
Yeah.
Although We will never like the Cowboys. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Cowboys fans.
Sorry. If you are a Cowboys fan,
I have friends that are Cowboys fans. I still love you guys.
I like the Texans. I'm okay with the Texans.
Oh, yeah. I liked when J.J. Watt was in the league and he played for the Texans for a very long time.
Nice guy.
He is.
You know, I have a famous story about him. I think I'll tell you that sometime.
Okay.
But
we should talk about it next time, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Some famous people stories?
Okay.
Let's do that.
We'll tune in.
We'll
next
bring it
time.
back.
Tune in next time. We'll bring that one back.
J.J. Watt, famous story.
But we got too much to talk about today.
Too much today, yes.
Specifically, one of the things that I want to talk about is one of the reasons I'm not convinced I want to watch next year is because of the coaching. The other is that I am convinced, and you and I have talked about this, I don't think that it's fixed the way that they think that it's fixed, but it very much feels fixed, especially with this past weekend. So,
yes,
this past weekend,
sad weekend,
was the national championships, the AFC and the NFC.
Correct.
And so we would have predicted last week who we thought was going to win.
Yes.
And we could not record last week, but we did get together for a quick half hour just to write down our predictions.
Want to hold on to this for a sec?
Yes. So we each
have
put our
our guesses in these envelopes. Chelsea's picks, Dana's picks,
and they are sealed. And she does not know my picks. I do not know her picks. And we're gonna open them right now. Here, I'm gonna give this back to you. I will take my envelope. Do you want to open mine and I'll open yours, or do you want to present your picks?
Oh, I think we should present our own picks, and then we could talk about it.
Okay, that's fair. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay. Do you want me to hold your microphone while you open?
Just one.
Okay. We're a helping hand podcast around here.
Sure are. Hey, this opened real nice.
Ooh.
These are good envelopes. Okay.
Those self-sealing envelopes.
I just need to say, are you ready for it?
I'm very nervous. Wait, before you open this, I have a question.
Did you get my
for
Taylor Swift reference? I just did.
I did.
Oh, okay. You didn't comment.
I know. I don't want to hate on Taylor Swift, but like, there's just a little.
I love her.
I love Taylor Swift. I like her music. I don't know her as a person, so I can't really comment on her personally.
She's amazing.
But like, I like her music. I don't understand like all the hate that she's getting right now. I'm still not 100% sure that it's. I'm not 100% convinced that it's still not a PR move, mainly because of the Reputation TV. That's a completely, we're not even going to get into that. We have our predictions. We're not going to get into that. We're not going to open up that can of worms today. We'll talk about that at another time.
So this is love.
But before you open this,
yes, I'm scared.
Did you make your pick based off who you wanted to win or who you thought was going to win?
Partially, a little bit of both, and I will explain when I read it.
Okay.
I have a few things to say.
Okay, I will do the same.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Show it
to the camera first.
Show it to the camera and then show it to me. And say out loud.
Can you guys see? I can't really tell.
We don't know if they can see right now.
Well, it doesn't look. It looks a little blurry.
Also, if you're listening to this, you can't see this, so that doesn't matter.
So, I wrote for the AFC Championship was the Baltimore Ravens against the Kansas City Chiefs. And I chose the Baltimore Ravens because, number one, that is my husband's team, so I wanted them to win. I even wrote a little cute thing, yay tie-tie, because I was so sure. Unfortunately, they lost. And for the NFC, I picked the San Francisco 49ers. So I was half right, baby!
Okay, did you choose this?
However, I wanted the Ravens versus the Lions. I will say that.
Okay.
I will say that.
Okay,
I wanted both teams that lost.
I was like
to be in it, and
I was like, that's the conspiracy theory right there.
This is the conspiracy theory. So yeah. I am not one for. I can take this now.
Okay.
Thank you. I am not one for conspiracy theories in literally any aspect of life. But all year, and I guess since February, when the Super Bowl colors and logo and everything was released, it was purple and red. And I guess for the past 3-4 years or something, there's been rumors that, wow, 3 years, okay. 3 years, every team's colors.
It was ever since they changed it from the silver and blue neutral.
They've been doing
logo.
colors of like, assumed assumed teams that are going to get in. Supposedly, that's the rumor. So anyways, I don't know where I was really going with that.
You're explaining the conspiracy theory?
Yes.
Like,
So
I think a lot of people who know about it understand, so.
Yeah, everyone thought that, oh, this means it's going to be the Ravens and the 49ers. So I picked it partially because of that, partially because my husband is a Ravens fan, and partially because I just thought San Francisco was going to have a little bit of the edge. So I was half correct.
Okay.
Your turn.
I think we're gonna take just a small break really quick because we're pretty sure that our camera is gonna cut out again. So we're just gonna take a quick 5-second break.
BRB.
To hear a word from this non-existent sponsor.
Welcome back.
Welcome back from that non-existent.
Welcome back.
We should put in some like fake sponsorships until we get some real ones. Like, thanks for being here from Montana's Garden.
Montana's Garden?
I don't know.
I wish we had a garden.
I mean, Montana seems like he would be a farmer if he was a farmer. Look at him over there, just majestically sleeping.
He's chilling. Wish you guys could see this.
I feel that right now.
So would you like me to hold your mic and you open your envelope now, ma'am?
Yes, please. Okay, so I would like to preface that I made my picks off who I thought was going to win.
Okay. I am excited to see this.
Based off
to hear this.
Ratings. And then but it was also a little bit of who I wanted to win. Okay, I'll go with
You'll
it.
clarify. She'll clarify.
Okay, Dana's picks. I put the date on it, 1/25/24, so that y'all know.
Oh, I didn't date mine.
So
But it was the same day.
I picked the Chiefs and the Lions, and then I said, but probably actually the 49ers.
Oh my god, that is hilarious.
And I forgot that I put the probably actually the 49ers.
Oh
until
my god.
When I was thinking about this yesterday, and I was like, oh, I should have put the 49ers, because I originally was like, oh, it's gonna be the red and the red. And then because I was thinking to myself, because of ratings, because I believe in the conspiracy theory that they wanted Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl, they wanted the female audience, and then I thought to myself, when I was writing this down, I was like, well, maybe they just want like the celebrity draw, and so like they're gonna have Taylor Swift and Eminem. But then I thought to myself,
that crossed my mind too.
But then I thought to myself, no, they care more about the female audience right now than they do about Eminem.
Interesting.
And Kristen Juszczyk. The 49ers
Kyle Juszczyk's wife on the 49ers. Yeah.
Yes, she made an entire clothing line for females for sports.
Which is amazing.
It's pretty
she does
great.
Great work.
It's pretty great. And I saw her video where the jacket that she made for this past week's game, she had underneath her sleeves, it said Super Bowl bound in case they won, and then she flipped them. And I was like, oh, that right there. And I was like, that I feel like that's the conspiracy.
Yeah.
I feel like
very interesting.
They needed the ratings, but specifically they want the ratings from females because that's their untapped audience that they have not been able to corner. And so,
well, mostly.
So I said,
I can't believe you didn't pick the Ravens, girl.
So okay, so
I heard your explanation. Though I understand.
The teams that I wanted in
were the
teams
Ravens.
that I wanted in were the Ravens and the Lions.
Yay, same.
I wanted the Ravens and the Lions really, really bad.
So, well, we were both half right, but you were more because you said, but probably actually the 49ers.
Yeah.
So you hit the nail on the head, basically.
Does that just mean I know sports, or does that mean I'm like too deeply involved in conspiracy theories and I pander to them way too much to the point that they come true?
Well, I'm not sure.
I mean, probably a little bit of both. I am a highly untrusting and suspicious person. You know this.
Sometimes. It's okay.
Sometimes. Sometimes you are a little untrusting, Dana.
It's okay.
Can you recall like a certain situation where I have been deeply untrusting of something? I'm just like everything. But like when people come out with conspiracy theories, I mean, I'm still completely sold on the fact that the whole Travis and Taylor thing is or started as a PR thing to get more women into the NFL and to ruin Taylor's reputation for the release of Reputation TV, because I think, because remember in 2018 when before Reputation was released, that was like when her reputation was the worst, and like everybody was talking about her, and she was constantly in the news, and everybody was like, we're so annoyed by her, and I'm like, history is repeating itself, or Taylor Swift is a mastermind.
She is a mastermind. She's amazing, and no, I think that their relationship is pure love.
Should we talk a little
Love
bit?
to see it.
Should we talk a little bit about
love to see it.
the moment on the field?
I mean, I guess we can. I'm still pretty bitter.
I mean, I know that you're not a Chiefs fan, but you are a Taylor fan.
I am a huge Taylor fan. I am upset with the Ravens, and as is my husband, because obviously we were rooting for them. We had some people over, and it was just very depressing. But I think I was getting so angry during that game because so many of the things that they did reminded me of the Eagles, and I was like watching. It was like I was watching the Eagles, right?
I pointed that out to you when you said that. I went and I looked up who the refs were.
Oh yeah,
and the refs.
I said the entire game. I was like, this looks like the Eagles playing, and it is frustrating the heck out of me.
As soon as you said that, I looked up who the refs were in last year's Super Bowl, which was Chiefs Eagles, and I looked up who the refs were in this game of Chiefs Baltimore, and half of the referees were from the game of last year's Super Bowl,
where the Chiefs ultimately, unfortunately, won.
And as soon as you said this feels like last year, I was like, and that's where conspiracy, my little conspiracy flag, my conspiracy red flag started going off.
There's also conspiracies about the head ref.
Yep.
I forget his name, Sean something.
Jack Mack from Barstool Sports, he covered that one. I'm not usually one to shout out Barstool Sports.
We're not gonna.
I'm not a big fan of certain men who own that business.
Oh boy, Dana.
You know, he's got some allegations against him,
okay.
and I'm not a fan of when.
Let's move on.
I believe women. Anyway, but Jack Mack is really funny. So I love Jack Mack.
Yes. So there's some stuff about that, some conspiracies with the coaching. But I was watching the Ravens, and the Ravens have been doing amazing all year long, and constantly we're doing run plays. Where the heck were the run plays this past game? It was literally like I was watching the Eagles, and I wanted to just shake them. I wanted to go out there, have a word with Lamar and the coaches, the whole team, just be like, what are you doing? Don't be the Eagles.
So I want to ask you this, and I want you to remove your feelings about the teams from it, because I think that when I asked you this over the weekend, you may have answered from a place of being very mad. And I want to see.
I'm still very mad.
I was going to see. I was like, I know you're still very mad, but I want to see if maybe, since a few days have passed, if you can maybe look at it more objectively, and if not, that's okay.
No.
But do you think that some of the penalties that were called on the Ravens were warranted?
Some, of course, yeah. There's no doubt about that. But the fact that they got so many penalties against them compared to the Chiefs is outrageous. Some of the things that they were calling, and then they don't call any on the Chiefs. And that is part of the conspiracy with that head ref.
So conspiracy
outrageous.
aside, because I remember when we were texting.
This is the championship game. Let them play.
You kept saying.
I will say that. I will take that to my grave.
And I was
let them play.
And I was like, but they're breaking the rules.
No.
And you were like, I don't care.
No. They were then continue to break the rules against the Chiefs too.
Okay.
Call it on the Chiefs as well.
Fair. That is
call
fair.
Call it on both teams.
You
cannot just call it on one team.
Yes.
I get really fired up about this. I need to settle down.
So I agree with you there. I think call the penalties, but call them on both teams.
Exactly.
And that is where I feel like they don't.
It was so one-sided.
Yeah.
It was so one-sided. And it was blatantly obvious.
And that was where the conspiracy with the
ref
coach, the ref that they brought in.
Whatever his
Sean
name
Smith.
Is. That's
They brought him in, and he as
hand selected him. Come on.
He is known statistically
Yep.
for calling more penalties against the home team, which was the Ravens.
And look what happened.
And in the first quarter, it was 8 penalties against the Ravens and 1 against the Chiefs. Was that, I think?
I think they had 8 the whole game.
There was...
Maybe it was like
okay.
5.
There was one point...
It was absurd.
Where in our group text, I said to you, I was like, wait, the Chiefs only have 1 penalty called on them so far? That was their first one. And it was like mid first quarter or going into the second. It might have already been the second. But the Ravens had already had like 3 or 4 called on them.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well that's clearly...
It was ridiculous.
And it's like you get penalties called on you, that happens.
Yeah.
But
if you're gonna keep calling penalties...
You gotta call them on both teams.
You gotta make it not so one-sided and make it so obvious that it was one-sided. So I think that the NFL clearly got wind of things going on throughout the league, and people dating people on teams.
I think that there was a conversation in the locker room during halftime where they said, hey, bro, you gotta start calling more penalties. Or you gotta stop calling so many.
He called 2 more, measly 3 the whole game.
So I definitely agree that it should be 1 and 1, like equal parts.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was a hard game to watch because I just saw, like I said, so many similarities of the Eagles, and it was so frustrating because that isn't how they played all year. Sad.
Okay.
Really sad.
I think we're gonna wrap up football for today.
Yeah, because we got real fired up.
Yeah, we're gonna let Chelsea chill a little bit. We're gonna bring her into a more zen topic, and we're gonna go into our next topic. So here we go. Okay, so I've gotten a little de-dressed, underdressed. I've taken some clothes off.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have the fireplace on. It's a little hot.
It's a little warm.
Yeah.
Chelsea also likes it at a nice 75 degrees.
No, false.
It is so hot in here.
Well, right now, yeah, because we have the fireplace going.
But like, it's always hot in here. The other day
after having kids, my hormones have changed.
Oh, okay. Because I was like...
I used to like it at a nice 68, 69 degrees. Oh. As does my husband.
Oh, okay.
So he's always sweating in here.
I like it at a nice 70, 72.
We usually have it. That's what we usually have it at. Oh my God! If we
then maybe I'm just acclimated.
If we've had the house at 75, no, Tyler would be like, "What? Who are you? What are you doing? This is unacceptable." So I would not. No, 75. No, the highest we've had the house is 72.
Okay. All right. That's
I think
fair.
It's the fireplace.
That's
the fireplace.
Fair. Yeah. But speaking of your heat meter and how hot you get, we're going from one topic that had you heated to another that's gonna have you heated.
Oh boy.
And
no, I'm good.
So I feel like that's when the chaos unleashes itself, when Chelsea gets to a level of heated.
Oh my God.
I mean, I think when both of us get to a level of heated, I think we should have, we should have like little meters that like measure like how angry we're getting during a topic, and like have like a little thing that like if we pass like a certain mark, there's like a chaos, like an explosion, like will they explode at that point? Because I mean, I get really heated.
But I'm not angry. I'm not angry.
Yeah, no, it's just we get to a point where we're like,
I'm a very happy person.
Our filter comes off just a tiny bit.
Oh yeah.
Because we're like, all right, we're heated at this moment.
Unleash
and we're gonna say what we really think. And
yes, here we are.
Which, for the most part, you're a cool, calm, and collected person.
I am. I like to think that I am, so thank you.
When you get angry, it's a little terrifying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're kind of a scary, angry person. But then again, I've heard that about me as well.
I don't mean to be, but yeah, just don't.
When my Philly comes out, people are like, it's a little terrifying.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like, I don't know if this ever happened to you, but like when we lived in California, like if you ever got to like a level where you got a little heated, people would say like, oh my God, like this is like your East Coast, like Philly, like New York, they would lump it all together. Coming out.
Yes. And people are like, you're always so nice, but then like, what is this? And I'd be like, well, this is what I'm actually like in Philadelphia, where people are not fake nice to people. In California.
Accurate. Oh my God, accurate.
In California, everyone is fake nice. Hi, buddy.
Hi, puppy.
We got a Montana.
We've got a visitor.
He's doing a downward dog stretch.
Good boy.
Good boy.
You chill. You deserve it.
We thought he was going to come into the frame, but no, he just came closer to us and...
He's relaxing.
Here we go. So now we're going into our next topic.
Oscar snubs.
And, okay, so...
Or snub or not.
So... This is something where everyone right now is currently angry. about the Oscars and Barbie and Greta Gerwig and
Margot
Robbie getting snubbed, quote, snubbed. And we decided to make this a podcast topic because of my background in the industry. I told Chelsea I can come from a viewpoint where I can kind of explain why it happened. Not that I agree with it, but why it happened. And so one of the things that I'm going to do first is I'm going to explain the why and how the Oscars work, and then we will go into thoughts and feelings. So,
okay.
The why it happened is the Oscars are like this prestigious award ceremony where you are finding the best of the films within the Academy.
The best of the best.
The Academy itself is a voting body of people within the industry, and you have to be invited into the Academy. It's very hard to get in. It's not something that they're just like giving away tickets to.
Yeah.
And in Oscars history, there have only ever been 5 nominees in each category. And that, it was supposed to be top 5 out of the best.
That's it.
It gets picked of those. A couple years ago, there were a lot of people who were upset about the Best Picture nominees getting snubbed. And so they updated it from 5 to 8 to 10. And so they did 5.
That's a lot.
And then they did 8, and now it's at 10.
That's a lot.
So Best Picture is actually the only category that still has more than 5 nominees. Mm-hmm. Every other category is just 5. And so with that prefaced in mind, that is why I think Barbie didn't get chosen, because this year there were 10 phenomenal films.
Wait, I thought Barbie is in Best Picture.
Barbie's in Best Picture, but she's not in Best Actress, and she wasn't in Best Director.
Oh, right, yes.
And she was in Best Supporting and
I misunderstood.
Best Supporting Actress and Actor. Mm-hmm. So picking up where we left off before the camera cut out on us again, I would like to run this scenario by you, and I would like to ask, do you think that Barbie, from start to finish, had a good, smooth storyline?
It was a little choppy, but I think that it was still easy to follow. And like, I understood kind of like why they did it the way they did, I guess. But it was a little choppy.
Yeah, so I think the choppiness
affected
had a lot to do with why
in the
Greta
Academy's
Gerwig,
eyes.
yes, that specifically, I think had a lot to do with it.
That's interesting. Interesting point of view for sure.
And then
I respect it.
So I think that Margot Robbie really looked like Barbie, and I think that like
I think she nailed it.
Her performance was fantastic.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was anything in the performance that was Oscar worthy. And so like
I loved
America Ferrera.
I thought she was the perfect Barbie. Oh, but America.
Yeah. Well, so America Ferrera's speech.
Yes.
That was Oscar worthy.
That was incredible. I could listen to that speech every single day. I just feel so motivated. Sorry.
I have absolutely no idea why Ryan Gosling was nominated. Like nothing.
What?
Nothing in his performance screamed Oscars, and so for that alone, I'm literally like, I feel like they just didn't have enough supporting actors for that category.
I loved him as Ken. I mean, he was hilarious.
So
he
that's the
nailed
thing.
it.
That's the thing. Very good performance.
Yeah.
Not Oscar worthy.
Interesting, Dana.
That's where, so Golden Globe worthy.
Incredible.
The Golden Globes are a little bit more, they're less, how do I nicely say snobbish?
Oh my god.
Because
I did not think that was the word you were going to go with.
What did you think I was going to go with?
Like prestigious.
Prestigious. There we go. Prestigious. A better word for snobbish.
Well,
but like that's the thing is like
it's not on the same level as the Oscars. The Oscars is like when you think of like celebrity award shows,
right?
When you think of awards in general, it's like Oscars are at the tippy top. They're what you want. That is what you want.
They are the Super Bowl trophy.
Oh, love it.
They are
excellent.
The Stanley Cup.
excellent way to compare it.
They are
Great metaphor, Dana.
They
I love
are the in soccer. If we're going with soccer, aka football, football American, as they call it in French class. No, sorry, football American in French class is our kind of football.
Is our football.
Football is regular soccer. Yes.
As Americans call it soccer.
Yes.
The rest of the world calls it football.
But they have the Premier League Cup, like the Premier League Championships.
Gotcha.
So it's like that. So that's the Oscars. Like
exactly.
Like People's Choice Awards.
It's the top tier of award shows.
Yeah. People's Choice Awards are voted on by the people.
Yeah.
And so most of the time beforehand, the person who's won that award,
they already know, don't they? I was gonna say, I think they already know.
So there are 3 award shows, movie-wise, where they don't know who the winner is, and that's the Emmys, the daytime, or not the daytime Emmys. That's like the Ellen,
just like the regular
Ellen shows and
Emmys.
stuff. Yeah, like the Emmys, the primetime Emmys. That's what it's called. The primetime Emmys.
Okay.
So the primetime Emmys, I mean, also, I guess there's a couple, because the SAG Awards, you can kind of tell who's gonna win, like based off just like where people are campaigning for themselves. And then so it's the Emmys, the Golden Globes, and the Oscars. And the Oscars are like the kit and caboodle. It's like the creme de la creme.
Yes.
The tip of the iceberg. The tea in the harbor, if you shall. It is extraordinary. You have to be extraordinary. And I just, as good as their performances were, I don't think that they would have won the Oscar. And I don't think that the Academy is going to nominate someone just to give them the nomination. Like, because that nullifies the prestigiousness of it.
Yeah.
Like, that
I could see that.
it.
I could see that.
And so I think if people understood it from that viewpoint and like how the actual like industry like views an Oscar, like a normal person who's not in the industry is going to think, oh yeah, that was a snub. But I think the majority of people in the industry understand.
And I think what did it to this film in particular with Barbie was the irony in it. It's like you make a film that is like empowering women, for women, like go women, we rule the world, like we are awesome, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But we're gonna nominate the guy that played Ken, which I do not want to discredit Ryan Gosling at all, because I think he absolutely deserves it, and I love that he was nominated. I loved him as Ken. So go him. I'm super excited about that, but I do think there was a little bit of a misstep, me personally, and a lot of other people, honestly, with Greta and Margot both not being nominated in their respective categories.
I will tell you this. It will shock the pants off of me. Like, I would dye my hair purple.
Ooh,
if
we got this on camera.
If Ryan Gosling wins the Oscar, they would find my flabbergasted button, and guess what? Press it. Like,
that would be amazing.
If that happens, there is definitely a conspiracy within the Oscars.
Oh boy.
But like,
conspiracy theories again.
is Ryan Gosling going to win the Oscar for Ken? No.
Well, you never know. We are going to find out this Sunday are the Oscars, so I'm anxious to see how it all goes down.
I thought this Sunday's the Grammys.
Wait, am I mixing things up? I am.
Yeah.
I
think
really
the
am.
Oscars
The
are the week.
Grammys are this Sunday.
Yeah,
My bad.
It's Grammys, Super Bowl, Oscars.
Can we edit that out?
They're February 28th.
Aren't they? I think it's in March. I feel like the Oscars are in March. Hold on, I'm gonna just look this up because I don't like to be wrong.
Just a quick check.
And I messed it up. I knew the Grammys were this Sunday because Taylor Swift is gonna go, and I wonder if Travis is gonna go.
If he's not playing in the Pro Bowl, it's possible.
He's not, because he's going to the Super Bowl. So the Pro Bowl people can't play in the Super Bowl.
Also, this year they've done the Pro Bowl differently. We'll cover that on our next show. But
okay, the Oscars are March 10th. Okay, so I was right about it being in March.
Okay.
So
what's on February 28th then? There's an award show on February 28th.
Let's see. Award show. February.
Either that or I've completely made that up in my mind.
Maybe.
February 2024.
Hold on. Oh boy.
It is award season. One of my favorite of the seasons.
One of my favorite of the seasons.
My favorite seasons are like fall, spring, and awards.
Fall, spring, and awards. Side note though, fall is the best season. Okay, I can't find anything about February 28th, but I'm also not like looking too hard because we're filming a podcast.
Okay, the February 25th was the Independent Spirit Awards. Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Well, yeah, because
When
now
you're
we're
in
going
the
in
industry,
March.
like you just kind of know that like they all happen within the same couple of weeks of each other.
Yes. Oh,
here it is. Full
here's a
calendar.
better list. However, February 28th is not one of them.
Oh, February 25th is the Producers Guild, the PGA. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So
We
the
figured
Academy,
it out.
the
We figured it
Academy
out.
Awards, aka the Oscars.
The Academy goes to...
That's why they always thank the Academy. Mm-hmm. Because so the Academy is the voting members of their peers.
Yes.
Within the invited congregation.
yes.
Yes. And so it's really hard to get in. Mm-hmm. But when you do,
So exclusive.
when you do, you get free screeners.
Yeah.
Which is
Wait,
exciting.
Can I also just like completely change the subject, but also not really, because it's still about the Oscars?
Yes.
I just want to say, my guy, favorite actor ever, Leonardo DiCaprio, has been gypped so many times
That I will agree
on
with.
Oscars.
That I will agree with.
Oh my gosh, so
I
many
cannot-
films. What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Yes.
Come
That's-
on.
I literally was just like,
Stop
I literally was
it.
just gonna be like, from What's Eating Gilbert Grape all the way, like Titanic?
My
He didn't get
gosh.
one for Titanic
Titanic
either?
is my
Didn't get one
favorite.
for The Wolf of Wall Street? Like,
So many movies that he's been in, and he hasn't
what was the one that he
won.
finally got one for?
Was it for The Bear?
The one where he dressed up like a bear.
Well, yes.
'Cause the bear
He
is-
like hid in the...
Yeah, the bear
yes,
costume.
The bear,
Yes.
Hold on, I'm pretty sure it was for the bear, but I'm gonna just look this up right now.
No, I'm pretty sure you're right.
Yeah.
Because
I'm pretty sure too because I know my guy.
it was
Leo.
because he hid
I
in
call
the
him
bear
my guy.
costume. I feel like it starts with that movie starts with a D. The Departed?
Oscar.
No. No.
But that's
not
one
right.
of that is one of his movies.
That
though.
is one of his movies. The Reverend.
Wait, The Revenant.
The Revenant.
Wait, is that the Revenant?
That was the
bear movie?
Yeah, that was the bear movie.
Why did I think it was called The Bear? I think I'm mixing up the show The Bear. Great
Yeah,
show.
I was like, are you talking about the show with Jeremy Allen White?
Yes. Yeah. I was mixing it up, but I wasn't picturing that in my head. But yes, The Revenant.
Okay.
The one with the bear.
Yes.
But yeah, Leo, come on, you guys. He missed out on so many chances to be nominated for an Oscar. At least be nominated. Like,
I think
why'd they do him like that?
so.
He's amazing. He's
There-
amazing, and I love him.
There's a part of me that thinks that like maybe he's not such a great person because like if the Academy votes on the award
can't
and
listen
who
to this.
gets it, like if people are purposely not voting for these excellent performances that he's had,
He's an amazing person. You can't tell me otherwise.
I mean,
I love him.
I don't know him personally.
I'm getting really fired up. I'm
I
acting as if
know.
I do. It's just because he is incredible person and actor, and he's like a philanthropist.
I mean,
like,
yeah, he
he does
supposedly
amazing
does a lot for the
things.
planet.
He does.
So
He's earth conscious. He's cute. He's got that going for him. I mean, look at him.
he does date women old enough to be his granddaughter.
Well, yes, now maybe.
So that maybe.
The big joke, I think, like last year was like, oh, Leonardo's girlfriend turned 26.
Yeah.
That's too old for him now.
But like,
And then they broke up.
they couldn't have disliked him when he played What's Eating Gilbert Grape. That was
Right?
like he was a teenager at
Oh
that
my
point.
god, and
so it
he
couldn't
was
have been that.
perfection. He was so
that
cute
was
and
such a
innocent
good-
and pure and just that movie makes me cry. It
I
is
think
an
if they
amazing
made that movie-
you guys need to watch it.
I think if they made that movie in 2024 and he played the same character, like if he was the same age when he played now and he played the same character, I think he would get canceled.
Maybe.
I think that's one of those movies that
That's
like
interesting. I've
in
never
its
thought about that.
time-
But don't remake that. They remake too many movies already, so please don't do that.
Agreed. I think there's a lot of movies that they need to stop touching because
Yes.
they're ruining them.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot that like had I watched certain like there are certain things that I watched like in the 90s and the early 2000s that if I were to watch them today, they would be problematic.
yeah. There's
Friends.
a lot like that. Oh, but
Friends was a really problematic show.
It's amazing.
I love Friends.
Love
It is
Friends.
one of my absolute favorites. But like I rewatch it sometimes and I'm like,
can't
ooh. I'm like, that's
certain things, certain shows. It was such, like, I don't know, different times. And-
Chanel Leblanc.
Chandler Bong. Oh, I'm so sad. I can't watch Friends right now for a little while because that's one of my comfort shows that I would rewatch a lot. I can't watch it right now because of Matthew Perry. It's too sad.
That is a sad. That.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that because I will get.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too sentimental on it.
It's emotional.
It's a fun show. We're here for chaos. We're not here. We're not here for crying.
No crying here.
We are here for chaos. Wait, do you know that phrase? There's no crying in baseball?
Yeah, isn't that from that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was another podcast name that we ran
Should we
past
tell them
each
about
other.
it, or maybe not?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So one of the ones that we came up, well, I came up with it early, but she had never seen the movie.
Yeah.
Was a podcast of their own, which was a play of A League of Their Own.
Yes.
Because we were like, it's women, it's sports, it's funny, it's like got marriage, it's got singles, like it's got Madonna, it's got Rosie O'Donnell, it's got
Madonna's in it? Wow.
Yeah. It's got Gina Davis, who is,
Ooh, love her.
fun fact, she is a genius.
Yeah.
Like a real life, like she's meant to.
I think I've heard
meant
about
to
that
genius
before.
level.
Yeah.
But
cool.
I was like, oh, it's got all these things, and Chelsea goes, I've never seen that movie, and I don't get the reference.
No,
And
I got the
so-
reference. I just have never seen the movie, and I wasn't totally sold on it. So.
But you also said that if you weren't fully sold on the reference, that you didn't think other people would be.
Yes, I did say
And
that.
so fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
So other people might not have gotten it. I
think we ran that one past Tyler, didn't we?
We ran it past our friend Caitlin.
Oh, okay. Yes, we usually run all of our ideas past someone to make sure
Yes.
that we're not the only two
And we
getting it.
We did run it past Tyler too.
I think both of them said,
They were not crazy about it either.
yeah, they were like, we don't get the reference.
But it was a front. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. A front runner.
Yes.
For a long time.
because it was one of the only ones available.
Yeah, and every time we came up with a new name, we were like, okay, let's check if it's still available, because this is going to be our back burner one.
Yep.
But yeah, it was good. I just wasn't sold on it, and I wanted to be like, oh, when I heard it, that's the one. And like absolute chaos, I feel like it did it for both of us. So.
And it's funny because like I was so sold on it. I was like, well, maybe if you just watch the movie, you'll get it.
You were trying to get
and
me.
I was like, oh, that's a real good one. That's a real good one. And now I'm like,
she was trying to sell it on me.
I'm like, all right, I get it now.
But it is
like
it's
it's
cute.
very niche.
It is,
It's very
but
niche.
I think
Also, how do you say niche?
Niche.
You say niche?
niche, but some people say niche.
Yeah, it drives me absolutely bonkers when people say niche.
Me too. I'm like,
Oh.
that's not how you say it.
Right? I will like
Come on.
I bought a course once. I bought a course on how to do SEO. And the guy who was presenting it, very nice man, kept saying niche. And I could not get through the course. I couldn't get through the course.
Sometimes it does that to you.
Yeah.
You're like,
oh,
it really
I'm
strikes
like-
a chord.
I'm like, it is niche.
Yes.
Even if you go to France, it is niche.
It is, absolutely.
oh.
That's what I think about too. Like,
Yeah.
it's a French word.
Yeah.
So if they're saying it one way, that is how it is pronounced.
And it's like, you sound like an ignorant American.
Yes.
You're saying it wrong.
Ignorant American.
Yeah. A mango chutney.
What did you do to the turtlet? We just busted out in Schmidt quotes from New Girl again.
We
New Girl
love
talking about it
Schmidt.
again.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh my
so
gosh.
I think we should wrap up for
Yeah,
today.
I do too.
I think we covered a lot, and we actually have some really exciting news this week.
Yay!
We're giving you 2 episodes
Ooh,
because
girl.
we didn't get to do last week, and we had so much to cover.
Yeah,
So come
coming
back
at you
on
again.
Friday. We're gonna have a second episode. Make sure you like our podcast, subscribe to us, hit the follow button, send us some stars.
Oh, yeah. Oh my
So
gosh.
the 15
Wait.
people who sent us stars, thank you,
You guys
so much.
are so sweet. We were so surprised when we saw that we had that many to us right now, like that many star reviews. We were like, oh my gosh, it's gone up again. It's gone
Yeah.
up again. And we've been like texting each other like, oh my god, they like us. They really like us.
We are genuinely flabbergasted.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
I'm
for the
so,
support.
so grateful.
Yeah.
Like, this is something really fun for us, and
And the
we
more
hope
you
it is
guys,
for you guys too.
The more you guys watch, and the more you guys like, and the more you guys listen, the more likely it is that we will be able to do this on a more full-time basis.
Oh yeah,
and
baby.
you'll get to hear from us much more frequently. Okay, so
And,
let's-
and follow us on social media too.
yes, follow us on social media at
forget.
Dana Elise.
At Chelsea on the beach.
And that's all for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Be a part of the Chaos Crew
Chaos Crew.
for absolute chaos.
Whoop whoop.
We'll see you real soon.
Bye guys. Thank you.